Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. Today's video is a review for the upcoming trade paperback for The Many Deaths of Laila Starr. Boy, let me tell you, this was I'm very happy to read this. I can't believe I hadn't read this before. Um, I knew the comic came out, but then Boom was cool enough to send us this trade paperback to check out. And let me tell you, it is good. Let's talk about the the creative team here. This is written by Ram V, illustrated by Felipe Andrade, with colors by Ines Amaro and lettered by Andworld Design. Uh, if you don't know anything about this book, let me give you a brief history. So, humanity is on the verge of discovering immortality. As a result, the Avatar of Death is cast down to Earth to live a mortal life in Mumbai as a 20 something Laila Starr. Struggling with her newfound mortality, Layla has found a way to be placed in time and place where the creator of immortality will be born. Will Layla take her chance to stop mankind from permanently changing, altering the course of life, or will death really become a thing of the past? Uh, yeah, yeah. So I mean, if like I said, if you hadn't really known anything about this book, know this. It is a fantastic read. Probably, if I had read this last year, definitely would have been on my top picks of 2021. So you don't want to miss out on this trade. This trade encapsulates the 5 issues. It really collects everything that there is for the story. So it's self-contained. It's great. Let's take a look at some art. I'll talk a little bit more about the book. So Felipe Andrade is a fantastic artist. I love the designs of the city. I've never been to the city of Mumbai, but just from looking at the pictures, it looks like a really cool, interesting place. It's also really interesting that the places that this book chooses, like the location. I think it makes it really cool. A lot of the designs of the avatars of like the god of immortality and death. I'm sure are influenced by that culture as well. So yeah, I think it was very cool to see this, just kind of a different setting in a city that feels so familiar, like a big metropolis like New York, but obviously very different. So here we see some illustrations. We see on one side the story of the mother that will carry the kid that may bring immortality to the humans. On the other side, we see Laila Starr introduced as she goes to a party. So this book, once I started reading it, I really couldn't put it down. I had planned to do a reading over the weekend uh, to make this video, but I mean, I think I read it in about an hour or so, the whole thing. Uh, but yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The story is it just keeps adding layers and layers on top of it. Let's show another thing here. Like I mentioned, this whole the I guess the place where the immortals and the creator and all this like it's got a really cool design of like this office, but there's also something mystical about it. Catching the elevator up to the top floor, uh, and then the design of who we have here at the top, the assistant with the head on fire. It's just everything, all the character designs. I'm not knowledgeable enough to know what they're based on, but I think it would be interesting to find. I would love to talk to the artist and Ram V, the creator, just to see where there's more influences. I'm sure there's interviews out there. I also really want to talk about the color palette. Here, let's go to the next few pages here. Um, I really love the distinction between the mystical world and then the real world. How the color palette changes a little bit. The tones are a little darker, not as bright as when we are in the offices here. Uh, and then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's beautiful. Here, let's look at more pages here. I'm looking at this is all from the preview, so this is really just kind of the beginning. But man, and then the concept too, like the concept was something that was so interesting. Normally, I'm not a big fan of the narration, but like in this book, it just really adds so much to the story. And even if you think, well, this isn't relatable at all, I don't know anything about, these deities or whatever the case may be. Like, about, like, people can relate to somebody just losing their job because things are changing, and then trying to do something about it. Obviously, this takes that concept and just kind of elevates it into this fantastical world. Um, but man, oh man, it was really good. If you haven't read this, I highly, highly recommend you pick this up. This should be out in comic shops the week of January 10th, on Wednesday, or you can pick this up at Comixology online. Go check if you can borrow it from the library. Just make sure you read this. I cannot recommend this enough. So if you have read this, let me know down in the comments what you thought of the book, or if you read it in single issues. I guess let me know what you thought of the story as a whole. What your favorite parts were. Let's try to be. Just make sure to put spoilers if you're gonna do some kind of comment, so people can skip that comment. But wow, yeah, this was great, great. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Sundays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. On our last live, you can go check out part one of what we didn't know was going to turn into a two-parter of our favorite stuff from 2021, where we talk mostly about our favorite TV shows and movies of 2021. There's a few other things, documentaries, stuff like that. And then on the next live, we're just going to continue that chat, talk a little bit more about more shows and stuff like that, but also focus a lot on comics that we for 2021. So make sure to like, share, subscribe. We are on our way to 500 subs. Once the 500 subs are here, we can open up a community tab and then have more content and a kind of cool place to hang out with the subscribers. So I'm looking forward to that. So if you're watching this for the first time, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.